When I experience awesomeness, I always feel the need to express myself musically. I've always known music to be that one thing that has the ability to draw people together. It is also a great way to carry a message. And if there's one message that needs to get out there, then it is the Up2give message of hope through the power of philanthropy, education, banking the unbanked, and social media revolution. Going viral with the success stories of this life-changing opportunity. The song was born to help spread the Up2give news.
At the heart of the people, wherever I go, there's one thing that's real. This one thing I know, where all peace provided, there's life without fear, and the future is brighter when the vision is clear. Live to let live, step up to give, hearts beat for paying it forward. In one life at a time, the treasure is mine. When making things better in your world, every heart has a story, a dream to be shared. But the only way to glory is the courage to care. I know it's time to listen to what they don't say, to what they don't see. If we're gonna be the difference that somebody needs today. Live to let live, step up to give, hearts beat for paying it forward. In one life at a time, the treasure is mine. We're making things better in your world. We don't look at the storm, we don't mind the rain. When the clouds are gone, the sun shines again. Live to let live, step up to give, hearts beat for paying it forward. In one life at a time, the treasure is mine. We're making things better in your world. Live to live, live, step up to give, hearts beat for paying it forward. In one life at a time, the treasure is mine. We're making things better in your world. Live to let live, step up to give, hearts beat for paying it forward. In one life at a time, the treasure is mine. We're making things better in your world. In one life at a time, the treasure is mine. We're making things better in your world.
So from Sweden.
Sweden, welcome.
Vancouver Island, Canada.
Canada, welcome.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston, welcome.
Samantha from Cape Town, South Africa.
Mikhail, Street Sweden in South Africa, welcome.
Rick from Indonesia.
Indonesia, welcome.
Linda Pickens, Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio, welcome.
Norma Lungelo, South Africa.
South Africa, welcome.
Aurora, Colorado.
Colorado, welcome.
Simpure from South Africa.
South Africa, welcome.
Finance Queen, South Africa.
South Africa's representing today, welcome. Who else? If you've already said your name, please mute your lines back out. Or more, South Africa, welcome. Mute your lines out if you've already said your name.
Hey, Jack, Canada.
Canada, welcome.
Hello, Carol from Los Angeles.
Carol, Los Angeles, welcome. Grace, Canada.
Penny in Oregon.
Hello, Penny.
Jacqueline, St. Petersburg, Florida.
Jacqueline, welcome.
Stan Williams, Sweden.
Sweden, welcome.
I'm tired.
Minnesota.
I see Stan Williams there, welcome. Mike B, welcome.
Rigoberto Alanis, Mission, Texas.
Rigoberto, welcome.
Martin Brady from Stenning, UK.
UK, welcome.
Kathy from Seattle.
Seattle, welcome.
Catherine from California.
Catherine, welcome.
Beverly from Atlanta, Georgia.
Beverly, welcome.
Carrie from South Carolina.
South Carolina, welcome.
Hey, guys, just wait until it was a little bit quieter. Lisa and Waz in the UK.
You wait till the end. That's how you do it. Welcome, Lisa.
Chaos at first.
Lily from London.
Welcome from London.
Linda from Atlanta.
Florida, Brandon.
All right, Coach Ken, welcome.
Linda from Atlanta.
David from California.
Linda from Atlanta, welcome.
Aloha, it's Yana from New York.
Alan and Mrs.
Give a big birthday, happy birthday to Terry from South Carolina. Thanks,
All right,
everyone.
Yana from New York.
Jesse
Happy
from
birthday,
West Point,
Terry.
Virginia.
West Point, Virginia, welcome.
Brando Giovanni here, Puerto Rico.
Giovanni, Puerto Rico, welcome.
Hawaii.
Hawaii, welcome.
Peter, New Jersey.
Peter from Jersey, welcome.
Alan, Mississippi.
Al, Mississippi, welcome.
Marty
from Birmingham, UK.
Marty from Birmingham, welcome. The UK, Birmingham, UK, not Alabama.
Devon Bennett, Canada.
Devin from Canada, welcome.
David, California.
All right, California, welcome. We're about Nigeria, welcome. All right, I'm going to mute everybody's out for a second. We're 5 minutes in, so I want to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. My name is Brandon Ivy from Los Angeles, California. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule for being here on our Sunday leadership call. We do this every week, every Sunday. It's a chance for all of us to come together to kind of decompress from what's taken place over the last week. Also to give recognition for all the new members that's been here, give you guys a chance to share your experiences over the past week and introduce any new members to our community and get prepared for our new week and our new journey. And now I am very, very excited because something happened that does not happen all the time. We just went through our reset, and this is the biggest reset of them all. A lot of you have never gone through a reset before because the last one was on March 15th. We did not have one on April 15th, but we've had a lot of enhancements to our system and a lot of announcements that have been made since March 15th until now. And now we're at the point to execute. So our reset was on the 15th. And before I normally would open this up for everybody to be able to share and share your experiences and stories. But I want to address a couple of things that we're experiencing, what's taking place, and our solutions before we get started. I like to do this on a recorded call, so I only have to do it once, so I don't get 500 phone calls afterwards asking me the same thing. So here's what's taken place. On the 15th, we went through our reset. Before the 15th, we allowed members to go ahead and pay for ground zero on the 10th. So we, in a sense, gave you guys an extra 5-day grace period. Now, here is the number one issue we wanted to solve with the decisions that we've made to get to the point we are right now. How do we get Bitcoin in the hands of everybody's Bitcoin wallets the fastest? And the reason why that was the number one problem we wanted to solve was because on the last reset, we had a 48-hour grace period on every single stage. The reset before that, it was 24 hours, and we realized that under the current circumstances, that wasn't enough time, and members had people in their downlines were skipping ahead of people above them because they were moving faster. So we said, all right, let's give you a 48-hour grace period. Well, it sounded good and great. The only problem was it just took too long because the blockchain started to slow up as well. So now we're talking what should have only taken 6 or 7 days ended up taking, no, I need to mute out all the lines, period. People want to unmute themselves. Let me do this way. So it ended up, normally it should only take 6 to 7 days, took 2.5 weeks just to get through to stage 3. That was way too long. And a lot of the members in different countries were requesting us not to do a reset so that their members had time to go through the stages so that they can make, or I can't use the word make, so that they can receive enough contributions to be prepared for the next reset. And that's why there was no reset on April 15th. Going into what we are now, we said, especially with the Bitcoin halving taking place and the mempool being as large as it is backlogged up, we wanted to give you guys extra time to make your contribution. So the design was that everybody has a chance to make their contribution, 0.005, $50, and get prepared, get their teams to do the same thing. 24 hours after the reset, then the contributions will be sent out into the blockchain after all the calculations is done, and then stage 1 would open. I was under the, I won't say impression, but I just know how things work. I didn't expect to see any movement until Monday. So if you were on my presentation Thursday night and Saturday, yesterday morning, I told everybody, don't expect anything until probably Monday. Well, we all woke up to a surprise today where contributions went out 24 hours earlier than I expected. That's good. We all want to have our contributions coming to us as fast as possible. But it also unveiled a couple of things. See, on paper, our design was that those of you that are founders are going to be able to be time-stamped into the system regardless of when you made your 0.005 contribution, because it's the grace period. We also were going to have what's called a free-for-all, meaning that we were eliminating grace periods from stage 1 and above so that the system could move much quicker in getting Bitcoin into your wallets because of our experience from the last time. So the free-for-all was supposed to happen after stage 1. Well, when you program something, it's designed to go one way, but when you press the button, other things can end up happening. So when we press the button, here's what the system actually did. The system put everybody in ground zero based on when you actually made the 0.005 contribution, which meant if you had people in your organization below you and they made their 0.005 contribution before you did, then they entered the global community line ahead of you. Now, people started to freak out about that. Here's one thing to understand. Ground zero is irrelevant. It doesn't matter when or what number you're in on ground zero, because the global community line is not what's pushing you to stage 1 in the first place. So that's really a wash. It's irrelevant whether you've got 500 under you or 1,000 in ground zero. What matters is, did you personally share with 2? The other thing we saw was that those of you who did share with other members, that somebody that you shared it with might have even gotten their contributions before you. The reason why that happened is because we asked the system to do something else. The old way, you would see multiple causes that you were going to be contributing to. And we told the system we're not going to be doing any more micro transactions like we have in the past, meaning 32 and 64 and 100 or whatever contributions on every time people are contributing to the system that you will receive in your wallet. Why? Because that slowed the rate of how many Bitcoins or how you would get your Bitcoins in your wallet. Jerry talked about this last week in the update. If the system is doing a batch of 50,000, it's going to be slower than if the system did a batch of 5,000. So we look for ways, okay, how can we decrease the amount of contributions going out that's being held up in the blockchain? So we made the decision to not do micro transactions where one transaction is going towards 8 different causes and 2 is going to 16 different causes. We reduced that drastically, and we also needed to display that in the back office, which solved another problem. We had a lot of members who, when it came time for you to contribute, you saw 8 different people they're going to be contributing to, and people would click on those views to look at their causes and contribute there instead of the box underneath all of the causes. This caused a nightmare because all the support tickets coming through from people saying, I didn't contribute in the right place. So by now eliminating all of that, the system is supposed to display really only one cause that you would see instead of the multiple. Now, again, all of this was happening today on Sunday when the dev team and everybody doesn't work. This was not supposed to happen until tomorrow, but we're a day early, which brought up another issue. And that issue is, if you received only one contribution, then the system is giving you the option to contribute and move to stage 1, even if you didn't receive all of your contributions. It's always been that way. If you received a portion of your contributions, it's giving you the option. Now, here is my advice, speaking for Up2give, and I say this publicly. Do not contribute to the next stage until you've received all your contributions from the previous stage. If you stick to that formula, you will never be in a situation where you don't have enough Bitcoin either for the next stage, or if there's a reset that happens, you got to pay for ground zero because you only come out of pocket once. That's the design, but let's talk about how people really are. I keep it real. People don't like to be left behind, fear of missing out. So the moment the system says you can move to the next stage, people want to be in that global community line ahead of everybody else. So you have the option. You're taking it at your own risk if you do this, to go ahead and contribute before you've received, just because you want to be on that line ahead of everybody else. If we look at the numbers for ground zero and stage 1, it doesn't matter. The last month, before we did this reset, we had, I don't know what that final number was, maybe more than 5,000 or 6,000 people on stage 1. What was the number that you need to have just to qualify for up to all the contributions on that stage? 40. So is there that much of a difference from somebody that shows 150 in their global community line on stage 1 or 500? No, you reach the same number. So it really doesn't matter, but still people like to, they want to be first. I don't like waiting in line, period. I know how that is. So the moment it tells me, and this is only me personally, the moment it gives me the opportunity to move to the next stage, I'm moving to the next stage, period. But I am taking that risk and I can afford to do so. Not everybody can. So this is up to you if you want to go ahead and move to the next stage, which left us another issue. The system did not do the timestamp the way we asked it to do, which meant it only recorded first come, first serve. So you might have individuals that's hitting stage 1 before their sponsor does. The company realized what was happening, and if you log into your back office right now and you attempt to view stage 1, you will see that it is no longer there for you to view how many people are in stage 1 after you. The devs, it's going to take them probably, I think, 24 hours or so. They're going to not reset that, but they're going to go in there and fix all the sponsorship lines to make sure that the people that's in your line don't go ahead of you for stage one. That's how it was supposed to happen, but it just didn't happen. And we're experiencing this on a Sunday when the dev team doesn't work. So you'll see that now. There's no need to panic. There's no need to think you're missing out, that people in your organization, you might say, oh, well, my brother's position is after mine and they were able to contribute before me. I'm losing out. No, you're not. That is going to be corrected within the next 24 hours. But the greatest thing, the reason why I'm so excited, is because the reset took place. Contributions are going out. You guys are seeing it in the back office. Everything is moving, and we're off to the races. So I hope that makes sense. There's going to be a formal email that's going to come out to the company, to everybody, probably while I'm doing this leadership call. But that's the explanation. So don't worry about ground zero, whether you are a founder or not, that somebody that came in after you has more people in the ground zero line. That's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. That doesn't qualify you anyway. You're just able to see the growth of the company, of how many people that's excited around the world that's getting started after you. That's all that does for ground zero. It just matters, do you have your two? And those of you who have major contribution and you're on stage one and you're afraid that somebody in your downline is skipping you, that is also being corrected within the next 24 hours. That's why you're not able to see the display anymore. So that is the only, probably most important issue that people have, that they feel you might have gotten skipped. You're a founder, so you want to make sure you're getting the privileges of being a founder, and so does the company. Must make sure you are getting that privilege. Now we're off to the races. So this is the only time I'm explaining this. If I will not be accepting phone calls or answering messages from people asking me this question, and they refuse to even be on this type of a leadership call where we explain it. This is being recorded, so I will get it out to everybody. So if you have anybody in your organization that never plugs in, but they want to ask you a million questions, you replay this recording to them so that they can see and understand exactly what's going on. And this goes for another thing too. This is a leadership call. I really don't care who you are or how close I am to you. I will not respond to any direct messages or phone calls for people that do not take the time to appreciate the amount of energy and time that I put in to make sure that we're as informed as possible, and you want me to do it for you privately. In the old days, I might have done so. I'm a nice guy. Now it's not that I'm being mean, it's just I don't have the time anymore. Time is precious. That's why we have calls like this, to get all this information out. You're getting it from one source, so I don't have to repeat myself 5,000 times. So this is a leadership call, and I just wanted to make sure that that is clear. There is no more information than what I just shared until you see an email from the company. So now let's go back to our regularly scheduled leadership call program. Again, I'm still very excited about what's happening. The system's kicking out contributions. We're ready to go through stage one, which means soon we'll be into stage two, and we're off to the races. Plus, all the other stuff that you're going to start hearing announcements that lead up to June 15th that they got me handcuffed. I wish I could share, but I cannot. But I'm very excited about it. It's going to take our company to another level. So now let's go and hear from all of you guys. I am going to mute the lines in a way that if, no, this is how I do it. Hold on, let me do it this way. Give me a second here. Okay, if you got, you know what, let me do it. I'm not going to do it that way. It's not going to work. Let me mute everybody again. I'll have to do it manually. All right, if you have anything that you'd like to share, whether it's a new stuff happening in your business, you've got new team members, you've got something exciting taking place, any comments that you'd like to share, raise your hand. I will call on you and I will unmute your mic and give you the floor for a couple of minutes. So raise your hand. How did your mic get unmuted? I thought I muted everybody. All right, Richard Socio. Let me unmute you. All right,
Hi,
go ahead,
Brandon.
Richard.
Yes, thank you for your guidance and everything. And I would like to congratulate my team from Indonesia. They've been receiving a BTC already. And at the
All
same time,
right.
I have a question for you, Brandon. This from one of my prospects in Indonesia. And they asked me where the company have that kind of Bitcoin.
Hold on one second. Okay, now go ahead. Somebody
Yeah.
else was muted. Go unmuted. Go ahead.
Sure. One of the question is from my prospect from Indonesia. They ask me, and even they challenge me. Okay, show me where's the money come from, meaning a BTC or Bitcoin, right? That's my first question. Should I mention my second question, Brandon?
Well, first, I don't understand your first question. What do you mean by where does the Bitcoin come from?
I mean, yeah, where we get that money from? That's his basic question to me.
Okay, well, I mean, what you want to do is on YouTube, we have an Up2give channel on YouTube. Have them go to the YouTube channel, and we've got a 16-minute short presentation video that explains how the contributing actually works. The Bitcoin is coming from all of us. We are contributing to other causes in the community, and you're receiving Bitcoin towards your cause. So that's where the Bitcoin's coming from. It's not coming from the company. It's coming from the community.
That's why
Does
I
that
thought,
make
yes,
sense?
which is member
Yeah,
to member
perfect.
and member helping member, member blessing member, yeah. And
Correct.
My second question here, if I may, right? As we know from our link, which is has our own my cause, right? If we publish those links, there is like a join button on that link, right? But since we are guidance to be like a two person finding two, I don't think that join button is very useful for us, because this happened to me at first, at first chance. One of my member, they sign up over there, but I have two already. So I don't know if the company can.
Well, here's the bottom line, and this is a leadership call as well. Even though you only need two, you are encouraged to share with more than two. I am approaching now about 150 that I've shared this with, 70 with my own link. So in the future, what I do is I don't sign anybody up on my link anymore. If somebody joins through my link because they found it without me sharing it with them, and more power to them, and we're just helping out the community as a whole. But I have individuals signing up on other people's links instead of me signing up. And when we start the marketing, I'm going to be taking that to a whole nother level. We'll be having training just on marketing and rotators and all that kind of good stuff. But don't think it's a bad thing if you've already got your two and you've got the join button on your link, on your page, and you enroll more than two because you want to. What ends up happening, here's the worst thing, the worst feeling for you to have. Let's say you're on stage 4 and whatever reason the reset takes place and you're ready to go there again, and you're not really paying attention too much, and next thing you know, one of your two, they don't pay their ground zero contribution, and you don't realize this until after stage 1 opens up and then stage 2, and you're still stuck on ground zero, and now you're just missing out on the entire global community line because your second person never contributed. And you never know what's going on in an individual's life, whether they may be busy, whether they might have got distracted, maybe they joined something else they want to put their money into. So you want to have more than two just to be on the safe side. So don't worry about that there's a join button on your link, even though you've already got two. Does that make sense?
Yes, but in terms of like giving some kind of like a guidance still, I could guidance them when they join through that join button. Am I correct?
Well, if they sign up, there's nothing you can do after they've signed up. Now, unless, I don't know if you're doing some type of marketing where people are coming to your link that you don't know them, but I'm telling my people, contact me before you sign up, and I'll give you the link to join.
I see. Okay.
All right. But Thank you. I got to move on. All right,
Thank
guys,
you.
and I want to remind everybody as well. Also, this Sunday call is not customer service call. Keep that in mind. All right, next up I'm going to bring up is Andrew Washington. All right, Andrew, you're unmuted.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go right ahead.
Okay, thanks, Brandon. I just want to give a big thanks to you for always being thorough with the information, the updates, so we can relay that to the team. I want to give a shout out to my upline, my mentor, Desmond Hines. From day one, he was there in support, picked up the calls every time as we building a business. Dr. Alberto for working with us and answering the questions that, we wouldn't be lost out here. Stating back from the first day that we started, I've been on these calls, and I want to make it to the championships with you. And I definitely want to give a shout out to everybody on the team from Connecticut, Maryland, Ms. Gladys, Larry, Tracy, Serena, Demetra, Shirley, everybody that's putting their heads down, trusting the system, trusting the process. Thank you for all your hard work, dedication, and your belief in the system. And I want to say happy reset to everybody globally. It's truly a blessing. Everything that happened up into this reset, it's a new start. So, I couldn't be more happier. And my thing is May 12th or May 13th, when that happened, I couldn't have the best birthday gift ever. My birthday landed on May 13th. And the having happened on the 12th, my birthday happened on the 13th, and the reset happened on the 15th. I couldn't be more excited about this opportunity. And I give it back to you, Brandon, but thank you for, like I said, you my coach, and it's because of you I had no idea about what cryptocurrency was. I didn't even know how to set up a Cash App. So this is a learning process for me as well, and I couldn't be in a better place. Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Mr. Washington. In fact, at the end of this, I'm going to briefly talk about the Bitcoin halving, why it's important, and how all of us are in perfect position. Then, in fact, we're in a better position than 95% of the population on how we're going to take advantage of this halving. So stick around till the end. I'm going to give some brief information on that. And shout out to, again, Desmond Hines. Desmond's a great guy. And I see that he is passing his leadership on to his team and all your team for what they're doing and sticking with the program. So congratulations to all of you guys. All right, let's see. Next up, it's Desmond Hines himself. Let me unmute him. All right, Desmond, you're up.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Happy reset, happy reset. I'm very, very excited. Thanks to you, Brandon. I've been following you for quite some time now, and in the crypto world. I definitely want to give a shout out, a big up to you for all that you do for the entire team, and a big shout out to Andrew. I appreciate all that compliment. But this guy, Andrew Washington, for all you people that don't know him personally, he's one of the hardest working men I know. He's been going at this. His excitement is very contagious. He really put his all. This up2give is inside of him. And that's where we all need to be, where we're making sure that we get the information and then passing it on, but also grooming and bringing leaders to the forefront. So I commend you, Andrew Washington, for doing all that you do to help build the team. But I also want to thank and introduce our newest folks. I have a couple of folks out of South Carolina. Sabrina Isom, Serena. She's always she's very, very her cause is what really gives me an extra push also to really take this up2give to a different level. Her cause is something that she's been doing for quite some time now. I'm giving her a special shout out because of what it is. She's helping the case of child trafficking, but she's been doing it even before she got into Up2give. Okay, she's going out there making awareness. She's talking to schools, hundreds of kids. She's also advocating with the politician on, because South Carolina is one of the largest, one of the #1 places. Well, I guess the top 5 that have child trafficking. So she's making it her mission. She was taking money out of her own profit from her business to do all of this, to travel, to speak, and to advocate for these individuals, and even for the ones that survive trafficking. She's making a big step in that area as well. So big shout out to her and her cause, and this whole platform, period.
Well, Desmond, thank you for sharing all of that. And that is
Very, very grateful for all that Up2give have done for me and my family and all the people around the world. Back to you, Brandon.
Well, thank you, Desmond, for sharing all that. I mean, that's a noble cause. The ability to use Up2give to enhance something that you're already passionate about, that you already is working towards, and that this can help towards that. So that thank you for sharing that. So let's go on to next. I don't know. I mean, it's DKBQ. So I don't know what name that is, but I'm going to unmute you. All right, unmute. Oops, I just muted you back. Why is it not unmuting them? Unmute. All right, there you go.
I can't use that one song. That was so good.
Hello?
Yes, your mic is on. Yes, go right ahead.
Okay. Okay. First, I would like to, thank
first, state your name. State your name. Where you calling from?
I apologize. Jesse from West Point, Virginia.
All right, Jesse, go ahead.
First, I would like to thank the Heavenly Father for this opportunity. Then I would like to thank Lynette Brown, because without her, I'd have never known about this. And I'd like to send a shout out to David, because he has been extremely helpful during all this. And, he's my best friend. The question that I have to ask is, I just got my contributions to go into stage 1, and I noticed that I got like 49.35 BTC. That's not enough to contribute to stage 1. Is that the correct amount? Do I have all my contributions?
No, you only got half of your contributions.
Okay, so
the whole contribution will be 0.01. Yeah, now this is your choice. You can go ahead and contribute to go to stage 1, which means you're coming out of pocket. The benefit of doing that means you're getting in that global community line ahead of those who are not already there on stage 1. Or you can wait till you receive all your contributions and then go ahead and contribute. That's up to you.
Okay, it's not that much of a difference. Probably like $50 of a difference.
Right.
Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't messing up, because I was here before they did the global reset, and I was recruiting people and everything, so I was stuck on that system. But I'm getting used to this one. This one's tough. I like this one a whole lot better, but I'm getting used to it. So I don't want to mess anything up. So
no problem.
Thank you so much, Brandon Ivy, for giving me your time. That means a lot.
Thank you, Jesse.
Okay.
All right.
Have a blessed one.
You too. Next up, I see Martin's iPad. You're unmuted.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing? It's Martin Kodak here from Liverpool, UK.
Hey, Martin. Liverpool, all right.
Yeah, sunny Liverpool, buddy. Yeah.
So go right ahead. Floor's all yours.
I just want to say, Brandon, first of all, thank you for everything you're doing, buddy, for your leadership, for all the Zooms and all your hard work you're putting in. Absolutely fantastic, because I'm following you and following all the information, and it's brilliant. Thanks for that, mate. just a quick shout out for Colin Simmons, my mate, my sponsor Colin, absolutely brilliant, my mentor. Excuse me. Without Colin, I don't know where I'd be, to be honest with you. He believed in me when I didn't really believe in myself. And yeah, just want to say thanks to Colin for everything he's done, and carries on doing, you know, all the work and the effort he puts in and everything. Up2give, what can you say? It's absolutely fantastic, and it's just obviously, you know, the Bitcoin's great and that's all life changing, but for me, just very, very quickly, Brandon, let's say 6 years ago, out of the blue, I was diagnosed with stage 4 NHL, which is a type of blood cancer, and so I needed treatment, I needed chemotherapy and everything. I had all that, and that's great. You know, I'm still here to tell the story, and you know, the doctors were fantastic. But my point is, you know, I always wanted to give back to that cancer charity, but I was never, you know, never in the position to financially to give as much back as I wanted to. And now,
well, take your time.
Sorry, mate.
No problem. I know how hard that can be, especially standing out there, almost feel like you're naked and you're sharing a personal story to the world. And it also is helpful because there are other people out there that might have a similar story, but they don't have the courage and they don't feel strong enough to want to share it. So you being able to share this is powerful. So I appreciate it and I thank you for it.
Cheers, buddy. So to be able to have something now, a vehicle that I'll be able to give back financially.
Well, I hope the rest of you guys are realizing how powerful that this is for people. This isn't a game that we're playing here. You know, this is real life, and we have a real life solution for real life problems. So, Martin, go ahead. I'll give you a couple of more sentences so we can move on. So go right ahead.
But yeah, so now I've got a way and I can give back to a cancer charity so close to my heart, you know, and that's what Up2give for me is all about, the cause and the story, and being able to give back, you know. I'm not just talking about myself, for anyone to, you know, that's the most important thing for me. And I thank Jerry for giving me this opportunity. So that's it, Brandon.
Well, Martin, one, I want to give a shout out to Colin. Colin is a great leader over there in the UK, has a huge organization and team building. I enjoy working with him and the leadership he's bringing in. And for you, Martin, as well, for coming on and sharing a personal story, because like I said, your story relates to others, and others are going through something that might be similar, but you found to use this vehicle as a solution to help some issues. And we appreciate, I'm humbled by that, and I'm humbled and thankful to have you on board our team, and can't wait to hear you tell another story once you clear stage 4 and going through stage 5, and you have those contributions coming in that you can use. So I can't wait for you to share that type of story.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers.
All right. Thank you, Martin. All right. Next up, Alan Tapero Matinga. Let me unmute. Go ahead. Wait, did it mute him? Unmute him? Unmute.
Hello.
Go ahead, Alan.
Hello, my name is Alan. I'm calling from Scotland in Hamilton. I grew up in a country that has been under bondage for the last 40 years. They've not been given any chance to develop. So I think this opportunity is going to help me, and I'm going to ask a lot of other people who can come and help me recruit more Zimbabweans, because I think this program is going to liberate themselves, because they've been oppressed by a system which actually takes hold of them using poverty. They make them poor. So if these people are going to be able to get some, you know, ulala bank accounts and cryptocurrency access from what the produces in the mines, in the fields, It's going to help everybody. It's going to liberate them. And we have a whole new generation of people, young people who have not been able to either get married or marry because they've got no money, they've got no jobs, they've never been employed in their life. They don't even know what is called being employed. Some were born in 1980. Imagine someone who was born in 1980 who's never worked, right? So this is the situation that I encounter in my country, in Zimbabwe. Most of us have moved away from this system when we saw it going bad. And I'm seeing this system Up2give as one of the motivation. I've actually recruited a lot of people who have joined me. Some of them are here on this training where I've already recruited, and they're doing a formidable job. Thank you, Telmo. I know you are here. I've seen you. You're doing a formidable job. There's Nancy in Nigeria, in Kenya. She's actually a firebrand recruiter. Within 7 days, within 2 days, she had recruited more than 5 people, and that's amazing for someone who is in Africa. So I thank you very much, Brandon, for the work you're doing, and you're giving us zest and power to liberate our people who've been oppressed by a system that has never seen the light of day for liberty. So I thank you very much, Brandon, for the work you're doing. All we need to do is get fired up, get the contributions coming, and then we recruit, we help, we are prepared to finance those people especially in Africa, Zimbabwe in particular, so that they go ahead with their liberation, which has taken much too long for them to see freedom. And this is the only way they can actually liberate themselves away from the bondage of the systems of governance. Thank you very much, Brandon.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Alan. I didn't know we had members in Zimbabwe. I always hear either Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, or South Africa. So glad to see we have a footprint going in Zimbabwe.
The problem we have in Zimbabwe is the government doesn't accept them to join cryptocurrencies online. So we're going to have to try and find ways where they can join. Because I tried yesterday, one of them was like saying they cannot accept Zimbabwean currencies. I mean, Zimbabweans to join, etc. So we're going to try to help those in South Africa or close to them join, and then they will try and push forward getting into Zimbabwe, having their projects there, and etc. We'll try very hard, I know.
That's great. And I know, and this is for everybody, that one of the most important features of the Ooh La La card is to help facilitate any type of financial transaction, whether it be crypto or fiat, for those that don't have bank accounts or they're in a country where they are very strict and have policies against different monetary that's outside of their own. I know Nigeria has always had that problem. So Ooh La La is going to be very, very big in the continent of Africa. So can't wait till we get that out to everybody. All right, thank you for sharing, Alan. Next up, Terry Lynn. Let me unmute. Unmute. All right, Terry, are you there?
Yes. Hello. Hello. Can you hear
Terry,
me?
go right ahead.
Hey.
Yes, I can.
I just wanted to say thank you to you for everything that you do for all of us, and I really do appreciate you. And I wanted to congratulate everyone for making it to this call today, and also all the new people that we have coming on the Choma team, and we're all one team, and we becoming family. I wanted to also congratulate my guys in really all over Africa. We have a leader in the Gambia, Peace Mane, and they're just heading up, making a difference to really change the lives of many people there, and all over Nigeria, and also Uganda, and Kenya, and Cameroon. And I'm just so excited about how this has been something I've dreamed of, really, to be able to make a difference all over the world. And we're just seeing this opportunity to change people's lives and to assist orphanages and the widows that suffer a lot in Africa and really all over the world. And also the fact that there are many areas that need clean water. We just have this amazing tool and vehicle before us. And I'm just so excited. I I wanted to congratulate all the founders that also have just stuck in here with us, right? From the beginning, and just knowing and believing. And I just want to encourage everyone to just keep the faith and keep believing and just be patient. It's all going to be working for the good. Thanks, Brandon.
All right. Thank you for sharing that, Terry. And next up is Michael Chomas. Let me unmute Michael. Michael, go right ahead.
You guys hear me? Everything good?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow, man. Whew. Happy reset day. Man. Hey, obviously, yes, absolutely. Good. I got to give you guys kudos. Peter, you and all the leaders out there putting the presentations together. We getting the people involved, getting in front of the presentations, and it is just absolutely just getting started. Now, you got 229 people in here, so it's going to be very hard for me to go through this. But Terry Lynn is absolutely killing it on the team. It's one team, one dream. We get it, but we all have little leadership groups going on. I got Frank Dalton on here. He's actually causing me to have a little Xanax once in a while. A lot of my team makes me take Xanax a little bit because they'll ask the same questions over and over again. But we all love them. We all understand this is a very simple program opportunity, but it gets very complicated at times. But I got to tell you, being in this industry for 27 years, and Brandon knows where I'm going with this. We've seen a lot of programs that have gotten growing pains out of the gate, and then honestly, they don't fix them. I know Brandon knows, Peter knows what I'm talking about. The opportunity here is life-changing. I mean, literally life-changing, because the organization, the corporate people are not only changing things, they're changing things for the better. Right, Brandon? I mean, honestly, they're making things better as we go. They're listening to the field. They're listening to us, okay? And that's important. So, yeah, I do have a lot of people on here. I got Rick White on here. I want to say kudos, welcome aboard. I got Steve Perkins, Scott Johnson. I got Cheryl on here. He never became a paid member. He's been watching videos, going through the whole thing. I believe we're going to get him started this week. But, I mean, and this is something, I mean, again, I'm going to miss a lot of people on here. There's about 20 people on here that are on the team here, and I apologize. But here's the bottom line. And I want to say this, okay? The people that are saying no to you, that are like, if you're going to Facebook or you open up your phone and your people are saying no to you, please understand this. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to, they don't know what they're saying no to. They don't know what this is. So we as leaders have to present it to them. We have to put it out there on a silver platter for them. And I know we want it for them more than they want it for themselves. But ladies and gentlemen, if they really knew what this is and what this can do for other people, okay, forget about our pockets. It's about helping other people. JP, get it. Help other people and you'll get what you want. You want something, you help others get things and you'll get in return. It is this concept and this program by far, and yet at any other program I've been involved in, 2 six-figure programs, I've been a six-figure in 2 different programs. This is exactly what that meeting was all about. Helping others so you can receive. And that's honestly, that's all I want to say. I mean, we are just getting started. If you hear it in my voice, I'm freaking passionate about this. This is life-changing, and we just got to realize we're going to go through some growing pains, but we're in the beginning of an opportunity that is here for the long haul. So there you go, Brandon. I'm done.
That's right. Thank you, Michael. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better myself. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, we're going to go a little bit longer than today for obvious reasons. This is reset day, so we'll go a little bit longer. I want to give everybody a chance that wants to say something. Rowenia, let me unmute you. All right, go right ahead.
Hey, Brandon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, well, first of all, just a big ups to the leaders that are in our line, like Duncan, like Colin, Raheem. Thanks very much. Oh, by the way, I'm from New Zealand, and so we've been a part of Up2give now for the last 2 months. And so I just wanted to say thank you to all of the leaders that persevere with all the same questions over and over again. But I've heard it now a few times on different calls about the reset and about receiving contributions, about giving your contributions and stuff. And so I'm pretty sure that my team, especially over in Australia, I just want to give a big thank you and encouragement to them, because they just worked their bums off this last reset, and we got it all. We got all our members through. So thank you guys, Jan, Ngamahi, Kyra, for all your work that you guys did, and for my New Zealand team back here. You know, I'm really excited about the next 60 days on, you know, achieving and helping our people out of ground zero so that, you know, they can experience what we're experiencing in this reset. I also want to say I've received at least one of my contributions out of my 2 personals. So I believe that, yeah, I'm definitely a part of a grouping of global people who are wanting the same thing, which is like betterment of life for all human beings that are on this planet. So thanks very much, Brendan, once again. And that's all I've got to say for now.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Putting New Zealand on the map. I love it. All right. Next up is Lisa and Wes from the UK. Unmute. There you go.
Hear me okay?
I hear you fine. Go right ahead.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you so much. And exciting day today. I just wanted to give a little quick shout out, which I didn't expect to do actually. But the guy Martin, guy from Liverpool, we're only in Ellesmere Port ourselves, just near Little Sutton. So we need to meet up at some point and we can work close together. But what a beautiful story there, my friend. I'd love to meet you. So initially that. The second thing, the lady that's doing the plan for the child trafficking. You know, I don't know what everyone's views are on this call, so I'm not going to speak about that too much, but it's probably the biggest problem in the world right now, and it's very close to our hearts as well. At the same time, right now with what's going on around the world, a lot will agree with this and a lot won't, and a lot don't know about it, but it's seriously probably the biggest problem in the world right now, and it needs sorting out. So well done on doing that as well. So thank you anyway for everything, Brandon, as well, because you're always supporting us. Just what I wanted to plug away quickly, and I'll be really quick here. We're putting on Zooms like day in and day out. We're doing obviously ours on Monday to Wednesday, and then Brandon and Peter, they've got their Zooms going on as well. It's mega, mega important when we're building these businesses to be inviting onto these Zoom calls all the time. The easiest way to build a business is to just be a master inviter. You don't need all the skills right now, especially if you're new into this kind of industry. It's only a case, it's called a PS3 system. All you need to do is pique interest, don't answer any questions, share the information, which is inviting people onto Zoom calls, and we can do 3-way calls straight after. So you just need to contact the person that works with you, your upline. Invite people onto the Zoom calls, and I mean master invite people onto the Zoom calls. We'll share the information for you, whoever's doing the calls, and help get your upline then to help you on 3-way calls. And even if you can explain this business yourself, it's always good to have someone else, as in a third party edification, to actually do them calls for you. Because even if we're really good at explaining the business, we need to make it look like to that other person. They might think, for instance, oh, there's no way I can do that because Brandon can speak so well. I'll never be that good. That person might think that you're speaking to. But if we use third-party edification, all that person's thinking is, wow, all they did was invite me onto a Zoom call and then somebody else answered their calls. I can do that. Master inviting onto the calls is the way to build this business. And I mean, build it fast with simplicity. So definitely plug into the calls each evening, guys. Thanks a lot, Brandon. Oh, yeah,
all right.
Lisa.
Thank you, Wes.
There's Lisa.
And congratulations. Oh, Lisa, I have something to say. Go ahead, Lisa.
Yeah, sorry, Brandon. Just basically, I just want to give a shout out to obviously a few of our leaders have really helped us out with this reset, because obviously with the contributions not coming through on the last stage, we've had to help a few people out to come back in. So I want to give a massive shout out to Charlie Clark, Paul Wild, Liz Baker, Nitin India, and Amy Booth as well. So basically that's what I want to do. And also we've had a new member come in, and it's taken us a while to get him in, to be honest with you, Brandon, but now he's in, he's absolutely loving it. So obviously just wanted to give a shout out to him as well as Simon Boosty. So yeah, thank you, Brandon. And of course, thank you to Peter as well. Peter is always there supporting us. He's an amazing person. I can't say enough about him, to be honest. So
fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing, Lisa. And you're right. I think Michael's even said it earlier. Just because somebody says no now doesn't mean it's no later, and they're not saying no to you. They're saying no to uncertainty. So it's like people watching a commercial. They got to see something 6-7 times before they make a decision. All right, next up is Martin Brady. So unmute. Go ahead, Martin.
Hi, Brandon. It's Martin Brady, and I come from Stenning. I know you like to call it Staining, but it's called Stenning in the UK. Thank you very much for all your professionalism and guidance. But I'd like to put a shout out to Antoinette, who's just joined our team. She's a Dutch lady living in Belgium, and she's whipping it up quickly by putting people in not only Belgium, London, and Africa. She's doing extremely well. It's all done with the guidance from my referrer, who's Colin Simmons. I like to call him Coach Colin, because that's exactly what he does. So thanks, everybody, and have a great reset.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, sir. Next up is Coach Ken. Hold on one second. Let me unmute Coach.
Hey,
all right,
Brandon.
Ken, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
It's good to be here again. Just shout out to just an incredible team we have above us. I'd like to just thank Ron Jean and Alan Silverblatt and Peter Ohanian. It's because of their effort and their consistency with our team that our team is able to grow the way it is. We're just so thankful. I've got so many great people that are here on the call right now. The beautiful thing about this is, when you first start, it's very, for those of us that have built before, we've seen this, we understand it. But for people that are new, I just want to encourage you, the hardest thing is just getting it started, bringing in your two and helping them bring in their two, and duplicating that process through the Zooms, through the calls, through 3-ways. But once you get it going, the beautiful thing is that it begins to take on a life of its own, and you can't stop it even if you tried. And that's where we're at right now. Our team is just growing every day. There's new people coming in, and I just want to give a shout out to Gwen and to John and to Johnny Goodrich and to Catherine and Michelle and G and all of the people that are on this call. Dean, we've got people that are doing their own Zooms now. It's just so exciting, and that's what it's all about. It's about mentoring your team, and if you go out there and you put forth a solid effort, and maybe you can't do the Zooms, but you're on the Zoom calls, and you're encouraging your team to be on the Zoom calls, and maybe you're at a point where you say, you know what, I think I can do that, and then you start doing the Zoom calls on your own. It takes bravery to move forward in something like this.
Welcome to this Up2give presentation, where our motto is, let's be different. At Up2give, we have a strong moral, integral, and purpose-driven vision to change lives around the world through our ecosystem. We're standing on 4 pillars, with the first being philanthropy. We are focused on creating a culture of worldwide giving. The second is education. Reward those who give while teaching them the value behind growing personally. The third is banking. Bank the unbanked through our giving. And the fourth is personal causes. create a social revolution of stories with people whose needs have been met through the Up2give community. We have built a model where people from around the world can come together, get educated, banked, and skilled on the principles of philanthropy and EQ, emotional intelligence, while creating a culture of global giving. During the education process, we will be teaching members how to utilize one of our tools for contributing called the Giving Box. This will allow us to fulfill the purpose of our core principles, as well as help contribute to the stories being shared in our community to engage the social revolution part of our culture. Here are some examples of our target areas of focus. Education. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development found that 50% of U.S. adults can't read a book written at an 8th grade level. Lack of formal education results in lower earning power and serious threats to an individual's long-term well-being. Banking. Globally, about 1.7 billion adults remain unbanked without an account at a financial institution or through a mobile money provider. In 2014, that number was 2 billion. With health, currently nearly 1 billion people spend 10% of their household income or more on health expenses for themselves, a sick child, or another family member. In fact, we have some 3.8 billion people who lack access to basic health care. And housing. Currently, over 850 million people, more than the populations of the U.S. and the European Union combined, are living in informal settlements. According to global housing statistics, the number can surpass 1 billion people nearing the end of 2020. So what is our ultimate goal? It's simply to empower you and people around the world to contribute toward anyone's cause in our ecosystem, whether it is to help achieve a goal that helps someone in your family, your church, your country, your community. It doesn't matter how big or small that vision or mission is. We will bring the nations together to help support those causes, and with our model being a model of philanthropy, we are confident that the Up2give family will be there for you. Up2give is a global correlation movement. So how does someone get educated in our ecosystem? We partner with a company called Success Training Institute. This institute offers cutting-edge soft skills training in audio and video format, where you can learn on topics such as leadership, customer service, professional development, personal development, sales, team building, HR management, management training, and much, much more. As a matter of fact, you can even take additional courses to get certified in things like improving your brand and self-discipline, goal setting and time management, maintaining focus and self-awareness, empathy, and how about social skills mastery? With Success Training Institute, we offer state-of-the-art soft skills training designed for individuals, companies, and entrepreneurs. Here, you can improve your skills in less than 10 minutes per day. Another pillar that we're standing on is the banking industry. We have 1.7 billion people in the world are currently unbanked, and we partner with a company called Ooh-La-La that wants to bring the future of banking to you. Be the first to send and receive money for a fraction of the cost. Access microcredit offers from your favorite retailers. Pay bills with ease. Build credit. Enjoy online shopping, and take charge of your financial future with our exclusive Ooh-La-La partnership without the need of having a bank account. Ooh-La-La is a full-service financial solution designed to empower communities. So how does someone get banked in our ecosystem with Ooh-La-La? Well, it's going to help you to facilitate and accelerate financial inclusion with our blockchain-powered platform and app. You'll also be able to build a global credit score and have microcredit offers that helps you to build your credit history, empowering the unbanked and underbanked community. Ooh-La-La's mission is to offer inexpensive financial services to help you establish a credit score so that you can participate in the formal financial economy. Now, what are our personal causes? This is another pillar that we're standing on. It helps you to create a social revolution of stories with people whose needs have been met through the Up2give community. Currently, we have 35,000 causes and growing. So when you come to Up2give as a community member, you will have access to a blog to create your own cause, whatever your cause may be. For example, this one is providing safe shelter to homeless and abused women and children in crisis. You'll be able to upload a picture, have a description of your cause. And here's another one, for example, breast cancer research saves lives. Research is the reason. And when somebody sees this cause, they can actually choose to join the cause, support you, join our community, and contribute to their cause and have others contribute to their cause as well. So how does someone get started? Well, step one, you're going to set up an account at up2give.com. You're going to get back to the person who was inviting you to see this presentation. You're going to pay $32 a month to Up2give. That goes towards your Success Training Institute. Step 2, you're going to contribute to personal causes in the Up2give community, 0.005 Bitcoin. And step 3, you're going to write your story, share it with 2 people who join the community with you. If you can do these 3 steps, you will have massive success with Up2give. Here's the sign-up process and experience. Let's say you're Maria in California. She shares her link with John. John is in London. The moment John clicks on her link, the first thing he will see is her story. Once John reads her story, he will see the options to contribute in the website sidebar, where it shows 2 options. Option number 1, join the community, or option number 2, simply support Maria's cause. Once John has clicked to join, the system will take him to the registration page where he can add his basic information. Now let's talk about John's experience. John now has 14 days free in the Up2give community. Now what does this mean? John has the opportunity to experience our back office and ecosystem. John could take the sample courses we have available in our Up2give Academy portal, powered by Success Training Institute. John has enough time to decide to become a member or simply contribute to Maria's cause, because you have the option to simply contribute and not join the community. Now let's assume that John decides to join Maria's journey. John has before the 14th day midnight to pay a $32 member fee in Bitcoin for the activation of his education program at the Up2give Academy. He'll be able to create a story page, have a user link to share, and the moment he contributes to Up2give causes during that same period of time, he becomes a ground zero member of the Giving Box. Now, the more people who contribute to each other, the more we will contribute back as well. And Up2giv's contributing happens in stages. When you complete stage 3 of the Giving Box, Up2give is going to give you a debit card so that you can start monetizing the Bitcoin that you've been given through our ecosystem. This is our partnership with Ulala. With this step of philanthropy, we will start to help change the banking crisis in the world, where so many people lack the opportunity to own a debit card. Also, we will make the service available for purchase if you choose not to wait to receive it for free for a small setup fee. When you complete stage 4, you will have the option of choosing from 12 different cause-driven programs. Once you have made the choice, you will follow the steps given in your back office, and a liaison will be assigned to you, and you will work together for approximately 45 days to create a story out of that cause, which we will then go viral with it. Up2give will contribute on your behalf for reaching stage 4, a maximum of $1,500 to that cause, fulfilling our social revolution part of our 4 pillars. When you complete stage 5, Up2give is going to reward you with an all-expense paid trip to a recognition event where top speakers from around the world are going to come to teach about leadership, philanthropy, finance, personal development, and charitable causes. And when you reach stage 6, Up2give requires you to give 12.5% back to the community and the ecosystem. Stage 6 in the Giving Box is the most critical stage due to the amount of contributions given to your cause. We will require you to be walking hand in hand with the Up2give founding team to ensure that we maximize your giving potential. So how does Up2give strive to be compliant? Well, number 1, Up2give does not touch the Bitcoin of anybody. How many times have you seen companies out there that say, give us all your Bitcoin and we will trade it on your behalf? You can't withdraw for 8 months to a year, and we guarantee you're going to earn 1 to 2% a day. That is illegal, and it sounds too good to be true. And what ends up happening is the owners run off with everybody's Bitcoin before you have a chance to withdraw. There is no compensation plan here with Up2give. Up2give does not touch any of your Bitcoin. The giving is peer-to-peer, wallet to wallet. We only ask for a $32 contribution every single month that's going to operate the company and pay for your membership for Success Training Institute. Up2give is a major contributor in collective causes, and Up2give is a giving model that even for nonprofit identities such as churches is presented as a revolution of offerings in the ministry. The more they give each other, the more they receive. So what do you receive for the $32 per month? An entire ecosystem that will allow you to share your story to the world through our up2give.com blog. Access to our global education community at the Up2give Academy powered by Success Training Institute. Access to the Giving Box, which allows you to be part of our community blog and social revolution stories that are inspired by the members' philanthropical culture and cause-driven movement. And rewards for giving back to the community and their causes, which allows Up2give to partner with you and create stories of our own when you start reaching stage 4 and above. Now, how does the contributing actually work? Let's talk about the Giving Box. It is a voluntary tool designed so that you can increase your resources to help more causes and at the same time improve the lives of those who participate. We have a very unique global community line. So when you get started, you're going to pay the $32 at Up2give. You're going to contribute to personal causes in the Up2give community, 0.005 Bitcoin. This allows you to enter ground zero. Now, anybody that does these steps after you will also enter ground zero in the global community line after you. Now, you're going to share with 2 people who have also contributed 0.005, but it can be anybody from around the world will be in your global community line. Now, let's talk about contributing and receiving, and this happens in stages. The higher stage you are, the more you're able to contribute and receive. So on ground zero, you contributed 0.005, but you shared it with 2 people who also did the same thing, which means you now receive 0.01 Bitcoin. So not only did you receive back what you contributed, but you received a little bit more. Now to move on to stage 1, you're going to contribute that 0.01 of a Bitcoin. Now this qualifies you now to receive up to 0.02 Bitcoin. You're going to contribute half of that back to move up to stage 2. Now let's assume that Bitcoin is at $10,000 a coin. So we're talking about $100 you're contributing. On stage 2, you're qualified to receive up to 0.04 Bitcoin, that's $400. You're going to contribute half of that back, which means you receive $200 that you're keeping. Stage 3, you're qualified to receive up to 0.16 Bitcoin, $600. You're contributing 0.05 back. You're receiving $1,100 worth of Bitcoin. Now, are you starting to see a trend here? The more you contribute, the more you receive. Just at this stage alone, we're now looking at $1,400 worth of Bitcoin if Bitcoin's at $10,000 a coin every 60 days. Why 60 days? Because the system resets itself every 60 days. This is how we allow the system to have longevity and allow you to maximize the amount of number of contributions you can receive to your cause. So the 15th of each month or every other month, we will be resetting. No matter what stage you're on, you go back to ground zero and you keep the same organization and network in the global community line that you had before. So in a matter of days, you will get right back to where you were. You go to stage 4. Now you're qualified to receive up to 0.8 Bitcoin. That's $8,000 worth of Bitcoin. You're going to contribute 0.25 back, which means you receive $5,500 worth. This is a grand total of 0.69 Bitcoin every 60 days. And what you had to do to get started was share with 2 people who contributed 0.005 to get off the ground zero and to move to stage 1. There's no other qualification besides the global community line between stages 1 to max out 3 to get into stage 4. However, stage 5, there's a big jump. You're now qualified to receive up to 8 Bitcoin. You're going to contribute 1 back and keep 7, but you must help 2 individuals also move through the stages now to be qualified for stage 5. And same with the final stage, which is stage 6. Stage 6, you're qualified to receive up to 64 Bitcoin. You're going to contribute 8 back, which means you keep 56. At this stage, this is the most critical stage for all of us because these individuals, as impressive as it is, what's more impressive is that they are contributing more than $50,000 to charitable causes. That is impressive. We're not looking for people who want to make a lot of money with Up2give. We are creating people and turning them into philanthropists. That is what Up2give is all about. The power of the global community line works like this. On ground zero, you share with 2 individuals that allowed you to move off of ground zero. Now, to move through the stages, the global community line of members that reach each stage after you will allow you to be qualified to receive up to all contributions on that stage. So, for example, stage 1 is 40 individuals in the global community line. Stage 2 is 80. Stage 3 is 160. Stage 4 is 320. Stage 5 is 640. And stage 6 is 1,024. So let's recap how this all happens. You're going to pay $32 that goes to Success Training Institute. You're going to contribute to personal causes in the Up2give community, 0.005 Bitcoin. You're going to share with 2 individuals, and this will qualify you to move off of ground zero. and you're going to receive Bitcoin towards your causes and your purpose. That is the presentation, ladies and gentlemen. Please get back with the person who invited you. Let them know whether you're in or out. We look forward to working with you, and we welcome you to the Up2give community. As a disclaimer, this is a brand new opportunity with minimum data. We allow no income claims, and your success depends on you. We'll see you at the top. Bye-bye.